Yellow. We're continuing the restoration of Mr. Silph Co. And I finally actually started to do the office floors. I'm watching a 3-minute long Reddit video where about 30 seconds maybe of the video is dedicated to this space. And I'm trying to recreate it based off of what I'm gleaming into. So I don't think I'm going to get it perfect, and that's totally fine. I don't want it to necessarily be perfect, but I'm trying to do as much as possible. But it's hard. Because I've only got, quick little panels or panning here and there in the video, just trying my best to recreate it. So obviously, you can just peep my inventory and see me trying to kind of gather some items. I haven't really gotten too far yet. I'm just now starting, really. So I went back to my ridges to grab a bunch of wildflowers so I could have some flowers to print the flower pots. I'm just trying to look at the video as much as possible to see what I'm seeing. And because I'm going to be building this twice, I'm trying to get, just a surplus of some of these items because I don't understand the full limit. But I figure once I build one of the floors, it'll be way easier to build the second one. I hope. So you see me right now just trying to find some items that I know are here. Like I see this mini bookcase. I'll grab 2 because I'll need at least 2. There's this one item I'll show you that I just found out you only get at 290 in your Pokédex registration. Spoiler, my bad. But I'm gonna need it. So I'll show you. I took a photo of it on a Dream Island because I'm like very far off from... Oh yeah, by the way, I got a picture of Smeargle just chilling in the corner staring at the wall the other day, and I couldn't understand why I was doing it. Took a picture because... What are you doing, Smeargle? Smeargle? This item, not the one on the right side, but like right beside it in the middle here, I think it's a simple pillar quarter. I'm gonna need a ton of these. And it just so happens you don't get this till you've registered 290 Pokemon on your Pokédex. Thankfully, it only needs Pokemetal and not rare Pokemetal to duplicate. And I have like a ton of Pokemetal from just all the Dream Island diving. So I should actually be able to build more than enough, which is great. We'll go over here. And also, like, I don't really like the look of this right here. I think what I might do is just extend the edges down so that they look connected, but leave the middle part opened. It just looks weird to me. I was reading his post as well, and he mentioned that on the first floor he was able to fit, like, a bathroom and a power generating station. And I suppose that's how he powered the entire building. But I've watched the video a lot, and I can't see where he put the bathroom, to be honest. I can only imagine maybe it's like back in here, possibly. I think it's best for me just to fully furnish it out and then try to figure out how to streamline power through it, rather than the other way. I'll probably be able to come up with something semi-creative for that. But anyways, I already showed you the lobby in a few other clips. If we go up, this is where we're building it. That is really going to be the second level of the office space, or the second floor to it. So here, again, I've just started to build it. I don't even know what he's using for the walls yet. We're very early into this process. Okay, so I'm realizing that this chair ends up with 2 of the woven carpet patches on its left side. So I've checked a lot of times now, and I'm pretty confident it comes 7 patches out before it starts to turn this way with the blue carpeting. I'm pretty confident that the entire flooring on this side is just woven carpeting. So I can pretty easily replace this layer of grass I put down just so I had something here. I'm pretty certain that this is all going to become woven carpeting too, but I want to be sure of that before I place it down. I know all this side is woven carpeting, so I put it down now. First things first, let's readjust this chair here. We know that there's going to be 2 tiles on the left of it, like so. I also know that right in front of it, there is a side table piece right here. Okay, crafted a bunch of more stuff. a bunch more stuff. Oh my god. Let's put this here for now. So I can now see that these 2 blocks are also free, but right after that goes an office cabinet. Boom. He does have a box. Cardboard box is on top of said office cabinet. It looks like right in front of this office cabinet is a chair. Oh, we need a printer. And we are going to take a trip to a dream island. I know just the one. We are going to go to the infamous Dream Island. D6F. We are looking for a printer. Printer! Ah! Printer! Boom. Alrighty, so... printers. I'm gonna just grab 4. That's a lot. Oh man. How much do the pillars require? 4? Okay. That is not as bad. I think I have to have regular Pokemetal somewhere right now. So one thing I kind of built into my beach is quick access to my storage by just jumping in right over here. So I have 1 stack of Pokemetal. I'm just gonna pull it out. Let's go to our storage area. I'll grab a stack. Maybe this is everything, actually. And let's load up all the Pokemetal so we just have a ton of it processed. By the time I get some more work done in Skylands, all of the Pokemetal in all of my areas should be processed, and that will let me fill any gaps I might have. Yes, I will take your iron ore. You know what? Let's not print the pillars yet, because there's still a lot I need to do in the immediate area anyways. So, frame of reference. You can't see what I'm looking at, but right now I'm kind of looking at an angle of the room like this, kind of like from here. So I can see that he's got the chair here, and in the block in front, he's placed down an iron stand, just like this. On the iron stand, he has a book over here, and a newspaper over here. Then, as we come around, it looks like he's got 2 office desks here, so... 1 here. This would just make sense, honestly. Also got an office desk right here too, just like that. Office shelf right here. I think I see an office chair here. A computer. That would make sense. There's another laptop here with a stack of paper beside it this time. And then an office chair in front of the laptop. Okay. So that's that first little chunk he has. I don't know what he's using for the walls. Hold on, let's go get some walls. I don't know what he's using, man. Simple flooring is shiny though, and his is not, so it can't be simple flooring. I think I'm going to assume it is this. Cloth walls. We'll only grab a little bit at a time. I'll grab like 90 so that I can, you know, build part of the wall here. The thing is, too, like, the walls are the easiest thing to swap out, even towards the end, so I'm not overly concerned. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cloth wall. But also, I've just confirmed that this blue carpet stretches all the way across to what will become the next door. So we're going to do that now, too. Okay, we're going to make the space for the door here. I'm pretty confident at this point that I can just place the woven carpet down too. So the printer, from what I can gauge, starts on the 2nd block here. So not here, but here. And it does look like it's right here. Then what I can tell is there's 5 wooden partitions. So if I've done everything correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hallelujah. Okay. It does look like this wooden wall is meant to protrude outwards, I have to say. So it acts as sort of like a pillar. It appears to me that the windows, just like every other floor, start 2 levels above. It actually begins kind of right here. Okay, now that I've put the windows there, I'm pretty settled on this, I think. But I'll put the windows in last. How about that for both floors? That'll be the final touch. You know, I think it's pretty safe to just replace all of this with woven carpeting at this point too. It's coming along, guys. It's coming along. Let's eat some berries again. From the printer, I can see a space, both sides, and a desk starts. Then it looks to me like he's fit 3 desks. Now I can see a laptop. I guess it has to be here. I can see a chair here, a chair here, and a chair here. Oh, he's got a block in the middle. Oh, okay, so I think I see what he's done. Oh, this is tight though. 3, 8, 4. Bring it up to here. So I know he's got another computer over here because I can clearly see it. Because he has another computer here, if I were building this, I would want the chair to line up, as always, like that. Lining up with the edge is a bookshelf. A mini bookshelf on top. I see boxes on this one. That seems to be roughly what he's done. Again, it's okay if mine's a little off. I can also see that he's got flower pot. Do I have more books? I have 1 more book. Book. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This probably lines up with the other printer. Right over here. It looks like I was wrong. That looks relatively complete. I do think I need to put, you know, a series of tables over here. And I can't see what he has, but I'm going to take some creative liberties now. So, personally, I would line these chairs up with the ones that already exist, because that's just what's going to be the easiest to do. And as well, I would put, you know, some laptops here. What do I have left? I think that's good enough, right? It might not be exactly what he has, but I'm okay with that. I like the idea, the concept of it more than anything. A huge kind of co-working space, smaller co-working space, but still just as functional. There is a gap where the printer is. And now that I'm looking at this pretty closely, I think I can confidently say there is a wooden pillar right here. But that means I'm going to come here and we're going to grab the remaining cloth wall pieces and replace the wooden wall. And I'm going to grab some wooden wall and just stream it down. Some more of these desks. They've got some paper here. They've got more pencils. And that is pretty much this space. Okay. But elephant in the room, he's got this whole, like, 2-story layout with, like, a couple office spaces, I guess, for the boss, and a boardroom. So we're going to need to print a ton of the stuff for the pillars to make this work. It's not going to be fun. Right here becomes the elevator entrance. That's my guess. Grab 26 then. Oh my god, it's so expensive. But it's okay. I can always do another dive at a Dream Island and walk away with like 1,000 Pokemetal. So I'm not overly worried. I'm not going to do that today. I'm exhausted. What I see is there's this here. Goes up at least 3, if not 4. But I'll leave it at 3 for now. Then I see door. And this. And then this has to be wall. So I'm going to say cloth wall. And it does go up a decent amount. I can't tell exactly how high it is. It looks like 4. Actually, so one thing I do know is the very top level I keep talking about is a max of 3 high. So if that's the case, then doesn't this have to be... Okay, yeah, so if that's the case, this is probably 4 up with one more padding for a ground level, and then it's 3. So, okay, this makes sense to me now. I'm starting to see what's going on. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can also glean the stairs start here. It looks like a row of 2. Yes. Based on the block space, I can see that he's got 1 layer of cloth wall, and it must be the same. Level here, it looks like things come up a bit, like this. So I will just make things make sense. We'll do this. This becomes pillar. It looks like the pillar is like here to the wall. But this is here for sure. Oh, I think I know. Okay. I think I see what's going on. So the only way this makes sense, this is the only way it makes sense, and I'm going to try to validate this. But the only way this makes sense currently in my brain is if this just comes out 1. Like that. Which means it would also do the same on this side. And if we're copying things, we get rid of this and this. Okay, so that's basically what he's done. And I'm having a little bit of creative inspo. For the second layer of office units, I'll use the red one. What that means is I got this part wrong. For sure, okay. Okay, things are adding up here. Things are finally adding up. We can have 2 doors. And then we can finish building in this glass layer. You know, obviously we need to facilitate stairs. And so I think naturally we can also do this. Glass windows like this. Oh, this is a livable space. This is kind of interesting. We're gonna go the extra effort and just seal it up. Like, why not? And he doesn't actually have a full wall over here. We're gonna get to that in a second. But if this is the wall, there is at least 1 clearing, and then the Greninja poster. I can see that. I do also see a side table in here. Luckily, I did make another one. With a pen on top. Facing outwards. Here, he's done something pretty interesting where he has shoved a bookshelf right in here. So it has 1, 2, and then starting in front of this is where the desk is. So there is like a little bit of a walkway into here where the office chair goes here. And then I think he's put the chic chair right here. And on his desk is a computer, so we can just go boom. Okay. So that's that. There is another thing he's done where he's put like lights across this area, so I have to kind of figure that out in a moment. But I think this is the first office here. This actually appears to be something else. So instead of like a full wall, he's basically added these wooden pillars, which makes like a really interesting aesthetic, and it totally fits like what would be in an office, right? So the person that's sitting here gets to see the other side, essentially, right? We can just copy this too. Okay, so that's what he has. You know, maybe for now I'll leave it empty, and then I can always come back and make it. I'm not too concerned. I'd like to have 2 of these offices, but make them a little bit different. I like it, and what's interesting is I can genuinely fit Pokemon in here, so, you know, I might decide to, like, inhabit these office spaces by a specific Pokemon. It could be a good idea. So then this. So when he goes up the stairs, it looks like he's got a walkway of 2 where I don't. What that means is my stairs start late, right? So why do his stairs have no walking room? Oh, there's one explanation. combination. Yeah, he definitely has a full clearing of 2 spaces. We can't have that right now unless we push in the wall 1 level. I want to check something before I commit to that. Yeah, we can't. We definitely... Oh, you know what? You know what? This kind of makes sense. Okay. So a while ago at the very start of this video, I said that he managed to put, you know, like a power station somewhere. But it just wasn't making sense to me no matter what I was thinking of. But it does make sense to me. So this must be, if we remove this wall twice. 3 levels? What's going on? What is going on? What is happening? Ah, I see. Okay. So it just turns out that we can actually carve this out to make a proper walkway, but we can't because this won't work. Okay. So here's the issue, which I think we can actually solve pretty easily. The issue is this part. Just want to check something here. Okay. This is actually a good thing. And I went on a tangent that isn't really going to make sense, but he has a full walkway of 2 steps here. The way he did that is he just recessed the wall inwards for this portion. And that's fine for this half. Once you come to here, as we just saw, the wall actually pokes inwards, right? Because it pokes inwards here. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to fill in this whole gap column, like I said. There's no reason for it to exist at all. Right? It doesn't exist anywhere else, and if we do, you know, fill it in, then we're able to fully push the wall back down here for both of these office spaces, which will let us create that double space to walk into them. We're gonna go ahead and just tear out this wall, right? So I think I am going to stop the recording very soon and probably wrap up for the day. I'm going to try to just get these 2 office spaces filled in so it's done. And I think I'm not going to record the entire restoration of the 2nd floor because it's really just going to be 1-to-1 of what you guys manually saw me walk through today. Do this, make this carpet so that it's equal. And this doesn't quite match what they have going on, but I'm also okay with that. I don't want to put any chairs here for obvious reasons. Like, yeah, presently there isn't a way to, like, navigate yourself around this area, because this is all going to be wall, right? It does look like he's got 3 of these, like 3 layers of this. I don't know that I'm really going to build the 2nd level today. I'm feeling pretty tired, and there's like a good amount of things I have to like think about myself that I don't know if I have the mental capacity for right now. I think that's fine. This looks really good so far, though, I have to say. Do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I think we can totally just make this glass as well. I don't see any reason not to. So this also becomes a house. Oh my gosh. It's a super subtle kind of design element because you don't see the wood until you enter the spaces. So if you like put it up here at the top, I think it lends really well to the aesthetic. Look who's right about this. Just like that. I'm going to do a little bit more off-screen, like I said, with the windows over there and over there. I might, you know, find the copper I need to finish, though. This looks really good, eh? I might find the copper I need to finish this. I really just had the idea for everything you guys have seen in this one video, where I really wanted to get kind of the, you know, the Silph Co kind of done. That was a big thing I had in mind here. Really wanted to get this crater done with the frigid chambers connected to it. So, like, I've got the main inspiration component done, essentially. Now I just need to focus on cleaning up, making things a bit more functional, And slowly as I do that, I know the ideas will come to me, but they're just not here yet. So I want to let those creative juices flow without feeling like I need to record anything. You know, that's maybe stagnated a little bit of my process. Because I've never done this before. Never like filmed as I go. I feel like I'm like really focused on trying to speak to the camera sometimes, even if it sounds totally incoherent. I'm like thinking about it, and it is kind of distracting me a little bit. But, you know, I hope you appreciated everything so far. We're going to cut in a second to where it currently stands. But, you know, if you like this kind of video, I can do a better job, I think, of, you know, structuring this and trying to come in with more of a clear plan. But if you like this kind of video, you know, different to the tours I've been doing, I'm happy to, you know, do more of this. But you guys got to let me know, really, if you want to see more of this stuff, or would you rather just see kind of my end product? I think, truly, I'd like to stream this stuff more than record video content, because then I don't have to, you know, wait X amount of time for me to finish it and then produce a video. You know what I mean? But that would also require that I have a stream setup, which I have the physical hardware, but I don't have like I don't have the tech connected to Twitch or anything yet, so I have to figure that out too. But let me know if you guys like this style of video, and if you do, you know, maybe I consider streaming some of this stuff and engaging more closely with chat, I guess. Okay, we got a little bit more done. Still the same day, to be honest, but I just wanted to show you guys quickly here. So firstly, I did kind of semi-restore the exterior patio areas as per the guy's kind of video. I keep calling him a guy because I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. I didn't finish it. Obviously, I'll come back here later, but this is kind of the general idea. You know, they've got like these potted areas so you can put flowers. They have this like little seating area. They actually took they didn't take it, they did this before me, but they had the same kind of idea I had that I was talking about near the elevators that I wanted to do, where you can use the pillars here as kind of like flower pots, and they look pretty nice. I also decided, you know, on the second floor here, I haven't added in the floor for it yet. This is the bronze wall, that's the ceiling of the floor below, but I did also kind of create the balcony areas as you saw, but I went an extra step and I just hollowed out where the windows and doors will go. I already know where they're going to go, so I decided to just kind of make that easier on myself and build them in now. So that's what you're seeing here. And then as we go down, I don't think I did much else to the main area here. Obviously, I guess I added in all the windows, I fixed the lights area, the light areas over here. I added in the top lights up here. I fixed the roof. I don't remember if you guys saw that or not. Otherwise, I haven't done much else to this floor. What I have to do left is build an office here. I don't want it to be a one-to-one copy of this one, but similar. I've got to build a second boardroom, but before I do that, obviously, I need to make this one a little bit less tight. And then once I'm kind of like happy with this floor, I'll be able to, you know, mimic what I've done here on the floor above, and that won't take me nearly as long. Besides that, the same stuff I said last time, right? Like, I still need to work on restoring the staircase behind it all. I'm going to have to extend the platform over here quite a bit so that this is a walkable area. And when I do that, that's going to kind of inform how I build the lower levels. Not sure if I want it to all be crystal. I think what I'd like is like a gradual transition from crystal to cliff rock to grass, so that I can do a few more interesting things here. And then, yeah, like that'll be pretty much it for Silph Co. Oh, the stairs too. I think I'm going to do a version of what the original person's build was for the stairs, but I want to keep like this crystal aesthetic. So mine are going to look a little bit different, and then of course, the cave kind of leads out into a whole city area, but I built this whole crater thing, like this was kind of my inspo. I don't know what's going to go on around here. I'm still thinking about this. I do want like more of a cityscape area to be here. There's not that much space for it, but I can put something here for sure. Very, very green on all this stuff. I don't know really what my vision is. Hey there. So, done a little bit of things off screen like I said, but basically, I can now say the Silph Co Tower has been pretty much completely restored. So we won't walk up the stairs because they're not done yet, but starting at the lobby, you know, I think not too much has changed in here since you guys last saw it. Right? Pretty much exactly the same, though I did do one thing. Earlier I mentioned how I didn't see how they added a bathroom. I ended up watching the video a couple more times, and I did see that there was like a door connected to this area right here. So I can only assume that they've shoved like a bathroom in here, and I might do the same. Possibly can figure out how to reroute power into this area if I need to. So that's an option. Go upstairs. So starting with the first office space, you're gonna find that they're very similar to each other with some very slight differences. Just like I said, no surprises there. Well, I guess before I take you through the office area, I did finish the outdoor kind of patio areas. It didn't really require a lot of effort. I just put some flowers down. I ended up putting some hedges. I think I used different hedges on the floor above, but it's really minor. So this seating area is now done. Right? As we enter, we've seen kind of the front foyer area. None of this stuff has really changed on this floor. It's all the same. You will notice I've installed the elevators now, so there's some accessibility into here. Haven't really touched this office area. I am leaving one of the office areas empty on each floor because I kind of want these to maybe be something else. In all likelihood, I just end up recreating the office spaces in both with some very minor differences, but you are going to notice there is one office on each floor that's still empty. That's by design until I figure out more specifically how I'd like them to look. As for the boardrooms, you know, I've kind of gone a different direction than the original creator himself, where I've kind of put this little luxury table in the middle, and I've just kind of decorated the space to be semi-functional. First, you know, you can actually get to all the seats because there's space on the sides. The items on the table are just kind of randomized based on what I had left. 2 potted plants next to this, which I kind of see as like a presenter board. And then I decided to put 2 TVs on the wall with a little garbage bin in the room. Exactly the same on this side, right? And again, the items on the table are a little randomized. I thought it would be interesting to put the computers on this side because they're kind of like the presenters with the presenter board behind them, was my idea. We'll check out the next floor just so you can see the different hedges here. But as we enter, you know, pretty much exactly the same general layout as the floor beneath it, with some very slight differences in terms of the items I've placed everywhere. Super, super minute. You probably aren't going to notice them unless you're going through it with a fine-tooth comb. This office space is empty, and this one's not, so I kind of swapped these. But very similar. Oh yeah, I did swap out the standard office chairs for the fancy chairs because I just thought they made more sense in this kind of office, and this floor features a red carpet instead of blue. Posters differ a little bit, but outside of that, you know, there's not really much else to say, right? You know, here's the look at the top boardroom up here. Same concept as the floors below. Just like this one, right? So yeah, so that is my restoration of Silph Co. We've got elevators fully mapped out. One thing I'm like struggling with is what to do here. I don't think I can really cover this area up because of this whole thing. So I've just kind of left it exposed. If you have any other ideas of what you think might make sense here, feel free to comment. Like, I guess in theory, you could just put up a wall here despite this being here. Right, there isn't really like a reason why you couldn't do that. For now, I've just left this one and the floor below it as open concept. But you guys tell me what you think. But yeah, that's really it. We've successfully added 2 additional floors and moved the lobby down for Silph Co. Right? Pretty happy with it overall. Like, I think it makes a lot more sense now. I will at some point kind of go through these extra floors and clean them up to be a bit more in theme or what have you. I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet. This is a super low priority for me. And I already told you guys I want to work on restoring this tremendously. It will require a lot of black paint, and fortunately I've been making trips to Rocky Ridges in my paint farm, so I have a good amount. And I've already told you this, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to actually have these stairs connect properly. I don't know how that's gonna work yet. If you have any ideas, let me know. But it's gonna require a little bit of thinking, I think. So there you go. This is essentially the start of my Skylands. Finally, these massive ideas I've had in the back of my head since I started Rocky Ridges are essentially in place and just open for improvement at this point. Right, we've got the crater, the frigid chambers, and this expanded Silph Co building. Still have no real idea what I want to do with the rest of Skylands. I've thrown out a couple random ideas throughout the video as they came in my head, like that subway system idea, but truth to be told, I'm not really sold on any of it yet. I need to spend a little bit of time like living in this area, I think, to better understand what I'd like to do. I think I start by tackling this pocket over here, just makes the most sense. There isn't that much room left though, so I want to avoid terraforming if possible. I do find Skylands, man, to be the most challenging area to build because it's so broken up, you know? I think it's going to require terraforming as well. Like, I really just don't see a way to restore Skylands without tearing things down, which is not a problem. Yeah, I tore down the entire Rocky Ridges, so I can definitely handle doing that here. But before I do anything substantial, I just want to make sure I know what I'm aiming at. You know, this was a project where I had a very muddy vision and I didn't quite know what it was going to look like. And that's fine because the concepts were there. But I need something a bit more concrete, so to say, for the rest of the area. Because, you know, before I do anything else interesting or creative in the area, I want to make sure I have, like, the cityscape part of it figured out or at least plotted. So, if you have any ideas or suggestions, I'm definitely open to them. I may take a small break from this game. I think I've deserved it at this point, just to let, you know, ideas noodle. Who knows, maybe I even take a break from Skylands and I go back and start restoring the other areas. Just because, again, I don't have like a solid amount of inspiration yet for Skylands. And I still want to clean up this crater a bit. It just feels a little clunky the way it's shaped. So I can spend a little bit of effort to clean up the overall shape, I think. I'd like to do that at the very least. But let me know again if you like this style of video. I think I would personally prefer to stream this style of video than to, you know, put it all together like this. Just because, you know, there's so much you guys miss in the process. Yeah, I'm excited to show you whatever update comes next for Skylands. I suppose you'll have to just kind of wait and see whenever I decide to kind of get going again. Hey, Wasteland tours and Beach tour are still on the table as well. Those are things you want to see. Just let me know and I'd be happy to kind of take you through it all. Otherwise, I hope you have a great one. See ya.